So today, we start the Christmas story stuff. And I love, it's so good to see you. That's what happens to me. So the Christmas story as we know it today happens only in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke. You all know that, right? In the Gospel of Mark and John, no Christmas story. And the Christmas story we know is usually a combination of the two, because the whole story isn't in either one, by the way. And I'll be sharing a little bit about that right now. In the Gospel of Matthew, it starts off that Mary was engaged to this guy, Joseph, right? And she was found to be with child. Ooh, not a good thing, right? Back in the day, not a good thing. And her husband Joseph, being a righteous man, said, all right, well, I'm not going to expose you for having gotten yourself that way, but I'm just going to go away and leave you alone. But here's what happened when he had resolved to do this. An angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, Joseph, don't worry. Take Mary to be your wife. Who she is to conceive is going to be a big deal. Okay? And so Joseph said, okay. He was like, all right, I will do that then. He followed the guidance he got from an angel in this dream. Well, we all know, so that's where it starts it in Matthew. And then what happened next in Matthew is that Herod, King Herod, you all heard that character before, he finds out that people are saying the Messiah has been born, and he feels threatened. And so he calls some wise men in and he said, listen, go find this child Jesus and let me know where he is so I can go pay him homage. All right? He's trying to be devious. That still happens today. He said, go and search diligently for the child, and when you find him, bring me word so that I can go and pay him homage. So they followed this star, and they found Jesus, and they were overcome in their emotion about seeing Jesus. And they gave him these gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. But then, having been warned in a dream, again a dream, not to return to Herod, they left for a different way and didn't go back to see Herod. Now, after they left, an angel of the Lord appeared in the dream to Joseph. Are you getting this? Lots of angels in dreams. And he said to Joseph, get up and take your child to Egypt and remain there until I tell you, because Herod's going to put this decree out that's going to kill all the children here, and I want you to survive. So Joseph's thinking, all right, well, I heard it in a dream. I heard it from an angel. I need to get out of here. And that's what he did. And so out of Egypt he went. And then when Herod died, an angel of the Lord suddenly appeared to Joseph in a dream in Egypt and said, listen, you need to get up and go to the land of Israel because Herod has died and you need to get back there. And so Joseph did what? He got up and went back to the land of Israel. But he got afraid because Herod's son was now the king in Israel. And so he was afraid to go there. And after being warned in a dream, he went to the district of Galilee, and there he made his way to the town of Nazareth. And that's where Jesus began his childhood. Wow! Hey, no shepherds yet, by the way, and no angel Gabriel. That happens, my friends, in the Gospel of Luke. So let's listen to what happened there. The angel of Gabriel was sent down by God in Galilee to a town called Nazareth, to a Virgin Mary. And the angel said to her, greetings, favored one, the Lord is with you, do not be afraid. And he tells her that she's going to bear a child having not had sexual relations to be able to do that as a virgin. And she was afraid. But the angel said, of course, don't be afraid. Then it goes in Luke from that story all the way to Mary having the child in Galilee, in the town of Bethlehem. And there were shepherds living in the fields. And what happened to the shepherds? The angel of the Lord appeared before them. And the angel said, don't be afraid. But the angel told them, hey, go to this town because there's something happening there you want to see. And that's what they did. there's the Christmas story, shortened and amended, as the way I did, to focus on these two ideas that maybe we don't hear a lot about in the Christmas story because we're so focused on the birth of Jesus the child. And I say, there's a lot of dreams and angels going on. There's a lot of stuff going on with dreams and angels. Mary, Joseph, the shepherds, the wise men, all being told in dreams by angels what to do. I'm like, wow, what were these writers really trying to tell us by repeating that over and over again? Well, one of the things they were trying to tell us, of course, if you know a little bit of Bible history, which is what I know a little bit, is that they were trying to show that the Hebrew Scriptures were prophesied correctly, that all these things that were happening were predicted to happen when the Messiah came. So they were trying to create this, what we now know called Christian community. And at the time, when they were doing this, there were only about 7,500 Christians in that area of the world. 7,500. Okay? And by the way, these Gospels that I just read to you were written up to 100 years after Jesus was born. So they weren't biographies. There wasn't somebody following somebody around and recording what happened. You know, these writers were trying to convey, I think, the impact that this man had in their lives. Just the amazing nature that he was, what he believed and what he taught. Because they were writing well after he had died. 50, 60 years after he was dead, they were writing these things. In fact, the letters that Paul wrote in the epistles were written before these Gospels were written. So it's interesting to know that. Like, what were they really trying to tell us with these dreams and angels? Well, many of you probably know, or at least some of you probably know a lot more about dreams than I know. Dream interpretation, there are volumes of books written about dreams. But here's what I'm going to ask you, given the stories that I read, to believe about dreams. And that is simply this, that in a dream state, in that state of unconscious, in that state of not being distracted by what's out here, it is possible to have guidance from the divine. That's what happened. There was guidance from something other than what was happening out here. So in that dream state, we have that same opportunity to have that guidance from God, from the divine, from Holy Spirit, from Krishna, Buddha, you know, any name you want to call it. We have that ability to gain that guidance in dreams, or in daydreams, by the way. Have you ever been caught in a daydream and something you're like, whoa, like this, you've been daydreaming, and all of a sudden you're back and you're like, well, I don't know where I was, but I wasn't here. Yes. You were separated from what was happening. You're in daydreams many times. There's an opportunity for possibility because you're separated from the distraction of the moment. Yeah. So dreams. So what about angels? What could that be? Well, there's a metaphysical interpretation of angel. An angel is simply a divine idea, which makes sense to me because it comes when we're in that open state of being receptive to guidance from the divine. And what comes to us but these ideas? You know what they are. You've had them before, those ahas, we call them, oh my gosh, where did that come from? Yeah, well, yeah, where did that come from? Where did Joseph get this idea? Okay, get up, go to Egypt. Okay, get up, go to Israel. Okay, now not Israel, go to... Really? Okay? Divine ideas, that's what can happen. See, I think the story is the story, and it's a great story, and it can be interpreted literally and historically, and it also can be interpreted metaphysically and spiritually. All of it is true. Not one is right and one is wrong, but all of it is true. And when we're in, like I said, when we're in that dream and daydream state of mind, that the opportunity to have an idea, a divine idea, it's not just any old idea, but a divine idea, direct communication from the divine is possible. And notice what the angel said many times, both to Mary and to Joseph and to the shepherds. The angel said, do not be afraid. Because many times when we get that instruction from the divine, when we get that divine idea, when we get that guidance from God, it doesn't look out here like it ain't going to work. Right? Out here it's like, really? That's what you're calling me to do? Really? That's what it is? And the angel says, you know what? Don't be afraid. because you have the entire universe behind you. You have all of that right behind you. So don't be afraid. I think that's like incredible stuff to get out of the Christmas story. Incredible guidance for us today, in addition to the literal interpretation, the historical interpretation of it. So I was thinking to myself, how can we activate that kind of guidance? You know, do I have to learn how to interpret my dreams? Do I have to be aware enough to write them down? I have never been able to do that. I sleep like a rock. And I'm happy I do, but I don't remember my dreams. I don't. I'm not really a daydreamer occasionally. So I'm thinking, is that the only way I can get guidance from God? I'm saying no. I'm saying we can activate the guidance from God. We can activate that by being peace. This is the first candle that I lit on the Advent wreath today, is the candle of peace. We can be peace. Because when we are peace, we let what is out here fall away, and we live it, we breathe it, and we exude peace. Mahatma Gandhi said it this way: there is no way to peace, peace is the way. There is no way to peace, peace is the way. Peace itself is powerful. It's like love is powerful, peace itself is powerful. It holds the power in it. It holds the power in it. Peace is how we receive that guidance from the divine. You know yourself, when you are at peace, when you are agitated, there is no way that line's coming through. You know, the line is cut off. But when you are at peace, when you are at ease, when you are just, the possibility for the divine to guide you is right there, closer than breath itself. In the book by Deepak Chopra called Peace is the Way, he talks about the Vedic scriptures and how you will know you are living peace when these three things are present in your life. The first is called seva, which is that your actions harm no one and benefit everyone. You will know when you are living peace when your actions harm no one and benefit everyone. Simran, you remember your true nature and your purpose for being here. Now, if you've been here over the last 6 weeks, you know I've been talking about Dharma. You know I've been talking about who and what you are created to be. And that in the end, that is simply allowing the doer, which is not you, to express through you. When you are living that way, you are living peace. Satsang, you belong in the community of peace and wisdom. In other words, the world is your home. The world is your home. You have no enemies. When you are living with Seva, Simran, and Satsang, you are living peace. I am living peace when I am living that way. So today, in this season of Advent, we're going to connect to the rituals of the Christian literature. In every Christian church today, they're celebrating the first Sunday of Advent. The first Sunday of this season of Advent is simply, I call the Prepare Ye the Way of the Lord season, these 4 weeks. And what better way to prepare ye the way of the Lord than to live peace? To live that. To breathe that. To be that. So today, we're not lighting a candle for peace. We are lighting the candle as a commitment to be peace. It's not for peace. There's not peace out there somewhere. Peace is the way. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. So we light the candle of peace. And I'm going to invite each of you during meditation to plant a candle for peace, to plant your own candle for peace, to commit to be peace with every breath, with every word, with every action. I've put the affirmation right up here for you so you won't forget when you're lighting your candle. Peace is the way. I am peace. I am not afraid. Say that with me. Peace is the way. I am at peace. I am not afraid. So this is the way it'll work. I'm going to invite you during meditation, when you're ready. You guys can get ready. We're about ready to go into meditation. We're going to sing one verse of O Come Emmanuel. And then we're going to go into meditation. I invite you to come up this way and exit this way. There'll be people sitting on the cushions here. Watch this, would you? I don't want to correct you out there. I don't want to ruin your peace. But I don't want anybody's shirt sleeve burn either. So I invite you, the middle candle is the Christ candle. You're invited to light from there if you want. This is the candle of peace. Then I'm going to light with this candle. And I'm going to say my affirmation, or you can with you. And I'm going to put my candle the furthest to the back that I can, so that those who come after me can feel the front. Okay? It's really that simple. Peace is the way. I am peace. I